Last time on Long Distance Dungeons & Dragons Dinner Theater. Cersei, Juan, and Harlock returned to Starport for the moon with one zombie subject and gave a full report to the computer that Cersei's zombie was taken away and Cersei scried the other engineers dismantling her prize. Alec left his newly built temple to Sun Wukong and headed towards Manitoth to further pursue the cause of good. After meeting with the Tin Lords, offered his services to the Crusaders in infiltrating and ultimately returning Nevercrooks to the humans. Ortega left the town of Dirt and followed the will of her god, agreeing to find a way to annihilate the clockwork town of Huginston, and trampled through the wilderness, smashing wildlife along the way, only to find herself locked out of the town she wished to destroy. After a week of constantly banging on the city door, she witnessed the town's destruction at the hands of a Jabberwock, only to see all destruction instantly undone, and be commanded by her god to make it actually happen. She traveled to another nearby town, Timgod, seeking more information about the Jabberwock, and found a university, so she signed up for classes and gained access to the library, which she soon became lost in, seeking knowledge about the Jabberwock, before finally finding the section on planes, and returning to the card catalog to cross-reference Jabberwocky lore, and then returning once again to the Isle to find the appropriate books. And now, Long Distance Dungeons & Dragons Dinner Theater continues.
You find yourself back in 1 point whatever, this section on planes.
I look in the section for 12 point all nines. 7 nines.
Alright, yeah. You keep walking because you're at the ones. You keep going down this section on planes. To books, this will be books of a cross section of planes and Jabberwockies. You'll find several books actually, shelves and shelves and shelves of books that seem to pertain to Jabberwockies and the Feywild. Feywild legends, Feywild lore. Almost anything that may or may not have anything to do with the Jabberwocky. You found the section that would contain something that's probably related to it. But all variety. You found Jabberwocky math books. You found everything. Jabberwocky crossword puzzles.
Jabberwocky for dummies.
Yeah, all of it. It's all there.
Is there any books on...
It's all in different languages. It's hard to read for you.
Is there any books on the plane opening of the fairy realm? Well, any books on summoning Jabberwockies or... any books on how to access the realm of the fairies?
Yeah, okay, I like that. So you want to try and find like a book on planar knowledge about the Feywild. Roll me a... what do you think for looking around for a book on this? Perception, I guess?
I mean, yes, since I'm already in the section.
Yeah, you're in the section, you got it. Roll me a perception check to try to find something with that kind of a title.
Nice. That's going to be a... that's only going to be a 17.
Alright, do you read Elven or Gnome?
No, but I have comprehend language.
Alright, you want to try that on some of the books you feel like might be in the right area?
I'll test comprehend language.
Alright, so you see several books. You see several books in this one area that seem like the kind of area you're looking at. There's maybe like 5 or 6 books that seem to be either Elven or Gnome in origin. They seem to pertain to legends of the Feywild, it's like for them it's more like religious texts. It's like where gnomes come from, where elves come from, and you would know that the Feywild is where they believe they originate from. Stories of their origin, stories of creatures from those planes, but they're like 2 different religious texts. It's like the Bible and the Quran, basically. But there's stories of a lot of the same, of maybe the Jabberwocky and other monsters from the Feywild in this book, because it has a lot of legends from the Feywild and legends of how they left the Feywild and came to the Prime material plane. So you found the section of what seems to be religious books. There's some, like I said, nondescript books among this area. That means there are like 19 or so books, you would think.
I just need to summon it to the town. Okay, cool. Can I check books out?
Yeah, I mean, you can check books out, but you can't check books out of the town. Like, you can check books out of the library and take them to your dorm, which is included with your tuition, and read them there and stuff, but you can't, like, leave town with the books, basically.
I'm going to grab the top 5 closest looking titled books to what could be summoning or entering the Feywild and summoning the Jabberwocky. Like basically that, and looking for books on locations to these planes from the material plane, if that's a subject that would be in one of the books.
Alright, so you said you took how many books? 6?
5.
5? Yeah, you take 5 books, you check them out, you go back to your dorm and read them, try to peruse and find what you can find. And you'll still use your comprehend languages, so you'll just be able to read whatever you need to read with that.
I gotta drop them off in my dorm room, but I do go to my class because I.
Oh, not gonna skip class, huh?
Yeah, gotta make a good first impression. I may be evil, but I'm no dummy. I never would have guessed.
All right, so you go. This is your 4-hour class with Dr. Sylvester.
I'm that weird smelling kid in class.
So you show up. You show up just on time. You show up just in time to your research class, which seems to have it's a human professor, Dr. Sylvester. Very ordinary-looking woman, plain human-looking woman, dark hair, wearing a long white cloak over like leather armor. Seems very obsessed with research, very aloof though. Her discoveries helped fund the cities and the school's upgrade. So she's one of the head researchers for a long time. She's got tenure here. A lot of the stuff that she's discovered through her research has helped fund the library, and so her name is attached to a lot of things. You'll see things like Sylvester Memorial, this, and Sylvester Hall, and so she is a very well-respected professor here, and expects you to reach the same level of knowledge that she has reached. If you're here studying, she's already first day of class setting very high expectations of her students. She grew up in the lab, knows more about test tubes than human interaction. She'll flat out tell you that. She's like, I don't expect you to understand me or relate to me. I expect you to study and do your work. I'm only concerned with results. She'll reward you for your ideas, and she can help you make almost anything and help you study almost anything. She says you just need the desire to learn. She'll guide you on the path to your the knowledge you seek. Says that's what she's here for, and she wants you just to be as dedicated to learning as she is, and that's what she expects of you as students.
Is that the end of class?
No, I mean she's gonna get out the books and write stuff on the board and talk about planes. A lot of it's very, very basic knowledge. She'll just list off the planes to you.
Is this all this higher knowledge to make me an evil genius? I was at first I was
well,
are you gonna become a nicer person?
It's gonna give me a
That's gonna give him the power he needs. Knowledge is power. I think Fortiga realizes it if she knows enough about planes.
Yeah. Well, Fortiga plays the secret card. Fortiga's not really stupid. She had her uncle teach her.
Yeah, exactly. But because she's hobgoblin, people assume she's stupid. It's part of the trick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. So the first day of class doesn't go into much detail about the planes. It just talks about the types of planes there are, the transitive planes, which are the planes that are in between all the other planes, the material plane, which you're on now. So it talks a lot about that. It'll be the first plane we discuss will be the material plane. That's what we're on now, the one that's easiest for us to study. So this is basically doing the syllabus today. It says in the next we'll talk about the transitive planes, which are the planes between ours and the inner and outer planes. Then we'll discuss the inner and outer planes, and then at the end of our course we'll discuss demi-planes. And if you're a dedicated learner and you want to stay and do research in our research facility and join our research group, you may be able to develop a demi-plane of your own or some other planar tools or weapons on and we'll help you study that as well. If you can be a dedicated learner, you can join the research facility.
So you can create a demi-plane?
Yeah, totally, dude. People do it all the time.
Yeah. Just create
It's something they do. They've done a lot of research on the creation of demi-planes. That's something they've researched a whole lot. She's developed a lot of the main techniques of it. Actually, she says she's one of the people behind the idea that made White Castle possible.
Well, after class, I want to go see if I can buy her textbook for the class.
All right, you go to the bookstore to buy her textbook.
And how much is it? I know it's going to be something stupid expensive. I went to college.
Yeah, it's 4,800 gold.
God damn it!
You can get a used copy for half of that.
2,400 gold for a fucking college book.
Here's what you do, man. I don't know if roll me. You're a hobgoblin, so here's what I'm gonna do for you. Roll me a hey on the down low. Roll me a knowledge local, on the down low.
Natural 20.
All right, so on the down low, there's this guy we call Good Steve, right? And Good Steve runs the bootleg books. Okay, man. He can get you any book, dirt cheap, and he got some dank ass other books, dude. He gets some good books. Rumor has it he get them from the library, dude. He take them, but if you on the down low, he could hook you up with a book. No questions asked. Good Steve.
All right, go look for Good Steve.
All right, Good Steve, hang out behind the library by the dumpster, okay?
Okay.
Hey, look, I did not tell you this. I did not. You never saw me. You don't know me. We just hung out at the lunch table together, man. You cool. You seem like you cool, but I did not tell you this. Oh, you need someone to write you a paper, though, dog. I got you. 20 gold, I'll write you a paper, I can get it done overnight. I write real quick. I'm on this new drug called Matterall.
Matterall. First, I go by. I wonder if I need to know Good Steve's background, so I need to know if I need to buy him a Newport pack or a pack of cloves, because it's college.
It is
and
college.
I know he might be smoking clove cigarettes. That's what I'm saying. I feel like he's stealing books. It got me a little hard.
With your knowledge local, you get the feeling he's an Arcano thief. So probably like cloves.
I'll go get him a pack of clove cigarettes to break the ice.
All right, that's only 2 gold.
I'll definitely get him some cloves.
Buy him 2 packs. It's only 4 gold.
That's all I'm saying. I got him 2 packs, 2 different flavors.
2 flavors of cloves. You show up behind the dumpster. First, you don't see anybody, and then you look down. Roll me a perception check.
That is going to be an 8, but is an 8 enough, or do I need to surge?
You can do whatever you want, man. It's your life.
I'll surge. That's 2, so 10.
All right. So no sooner than you look down do you realize a little gnome has wrapped itself around your neck and has sneak attacked you and has a rapier to your throat and says, "Who sent you?"
Oh shit, I don't know who the fuck that was. That said, the clerk from the store sent me looking for good Steve.
He slaps you and says, "Never tell him who sent you, and never say my name out loud. You don't know Good Steve. You never heard of Good Steve. If you come looking for Good Steve ain't gonna be here. You hear?" Well, he's up in your face now. You know he's got gray eyes. He's wearing all gray. He's about 3 feet tall because he's a gnome. He's carrying a sack full of stolen or copied books. So you tell some of these are like straight out like handwritten copies of books. So he's like straight up just scribing books from the library, copying them word for word and selling them too. He got all kinds of bootlegs.
I pull out my 2 packs of clothes and say I brought you, a peaceful offering.
All right. He takes your clothes. He lights one up. He says, "Okay, you all right for a hobgoblin." He says, "All right, here's my deal. I believe knowledge should be accessible to everybody, and that includes ugly little ladies like you. You know what I'm saying?" He says, "I'm always willing to work out a trade for a book. You know what I mean? If you're willing to like do something for me, like copy a part of a book while you're in the library, like because you're not supposed to copy these books, you see, and I can't do it all myself. If you can maybe copy a couple pages for me, maybe I could copy a couple pages for you, that kind of thing. Maybe you help me like raid a good wizard and steal some books. You seem like a tough kind of chick. If you don't got the money, I can help you out, but I got whatever you need. I can hook you up with almost any book you want. I'm dedicated to learning magic and stealing magical knowledge and learning more. Man, I want to learn just like you want to learn, I can't afford to go to college neither. And they ain't going to give me no scholarship like you because I ain't had it hard like you because my dad was a famous scientist in Huginston or whatever. And so my life was too easy for that, So now I got to steal books, okay? That's my life story. Now you know me. My name's Good Steve. Don't call me that.
Well, Good Steve, or Bad Rob, I guess.
That works for me, man.
Well, Bad Rob, I was just wondering if you perhaps had the textbook for, was it Professor Sylvester? Wow. Yeah, do you have the book for Professor Sylvester's?
Professor Sylvester's first semester workbook. Yeah, I got that. Look, for you, dog, I tell you what. 20 gold, and you copy me like 20 pages out of whatever book you're studying, man. 20 pages, 20 gold. You got yourself a handwritten copy by me, Good Steve, for you, the hardworking student who can't afford them expensive books. You do me a solid, I do you a solid. What do you say? Thumbs up. All right, that's what I like to hear. We keep it on the down low. Don't say keep it quiet. I like that.
I'll keep it as quiet as the loud sirens in the background.
Yeah. Look, they ain't coming for me, are they? I'll get the fuck out of here if they come. Who'd you talk to? I ain't sold you nothing. You never heard of Good Steve. All right, here's what you do. I'll give you the first 10 pages now. You give me 20 gold. You bring me the 20 pages, I give you the rest of the book.
Can I just give you 1,000 gold for the whole book now?
Shit, dude, you rolling deep. I thought you was in hard for it, dude. Yeah, you can get a book for 1,000 gold. Hey, man, I'll take that money.
You can take this 1,000 gold and just give me the damn book.
Yeah. All yours. Handwritten copy, dog. I signed the back, too. It says, "Nice Larry."
Hags.
Yeah. Alright, well, I will say I will see you later, Bad Rob. And I'll probably get some more stuff from you and we'll do the little book exchange deal. I have to go take care of some business and check some stuff out at my apartment. And get prepared for class.
Because knowledge on the
All right, good Steve. Good Steve is gone.
Yep. So I go to my dorm, and I'm going to read into the textbook. I'm going to look into the table of contents.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to look at the Feywild Plain section and try and find the chapter heading for Jabberwocks. Or I'll
Very
just go in the index and look up Jabberwock.
All right, you can do that. Very smart. You even know about indexes? All right, so yeah, you'll find that is in the section labeled Transitive Planes. There's only one short section on the Jabberwock. It's a section that talks a lot about mythical beasts created by otherworldly gods. So in the Feywild, they believe there's like a god type of power there that creates these mythical beasts, strange creatures, incomprehensible to our world, things of our nightmares and dreams, surreal creatures like the Jabberwocky, and there's a list of others in this short paragraph. It lists like some wild and fantastical creatures. It says those exist in the transitive plane, which is why so many of them sometimes fall into our world, and there were lots of legends of the Jabberwocky attacking hundreds of years ago, but now there's been no rumors of it except occasional sightings over the city of Huginston, but no one ever hears of attacks, so those are just like UFO sightings, like rumors. I swear I saw the Jabberwocky heading for Huginston, but then the Huginston's always fine, so obviously it was just a swamp gas or something. So that's in this paragraph. It also talks about the Feywild being something a lot of people have tried to explore, and that the weakest spots seem to have been in places like Demon's Knot, where a lot of elves and gnomes reside and came from, and then more of the stranger creatures, the wilder creatures, seem to come from the other part of the Feywild, the other gate, which is located in what is known as Hero's Tomb. And so not many researchers have gone there. They've had a lot of students that have gone to research that. Sylvester will say that she's also tried to research it, but has had very little success on that island. It's very dangerous, and that's where she did a lot of her study for demi-planes was there, and that's where she gained a lot of the knowledge she needed for that. But the textbook doesn't really go into that. She probably covered that in class because she likes to talk about what she did. She's proud of herself.
Is there any specific location on Hero's Tomb?
No, just the legends that's where its nest is. It does reference, like it has like footnotes for other books to look up on like Jabberwocky lore, Jabberwocky history, and things like that. So it has like suggestions of books to look up. It suggests 3 books, 2 gnome in origin and 1 elven in origin that would give you details about the Jabberwock.
In the other 5 books, I want to skim the table of contents for traits of the Jabberwock to see what they eat, so I can find an attractive factor to bring it.
So you're going to spend the rest of your day just like studying these books and finding out what you can with the Jabberwock. I'll let you do knowledge planes. You can take a 20 on it because you're taking all day to do this. So I'll let you just take a 20. Other than that, you'll see some pictures of it, which you've already seen in real life. So you'll see drawings of the Jabberwock now, which you saw in real life anyway. So some of the drawings are different. You'll notice that it's very fantastical, and so there's lots of different variations of what it looks like. But it seems very fiery, very airy, very mutable, very wonky. This thing's obviously like a destructive force, but it's also seemed like a very whimsical destructive force, like it has no purpose. Just a babbling, thrashing, malevolent being, and all the representations of it. There's rumors of it having a frightful presence, scaring, or causing great fear in all those that see it up close. Difficult to hit, like they try attacking it. Every city it's ever attacked has been destroyed. That's what all the legends that talk about it here on the Prime. When all the encounters of Jabberwocky in real life before 100 years ago, before just the rumors of seeing it started happening, all the encounters just end in like cities being destroyed, and always written by souls, or like 1 or 2 survivors will write the story of the Jabberwock, and either they survived under rubble or just barely survived. Yeah, they seem just very hard to kill, not vulnerable to very much. Some legends say they don't like the cold, but they fly and move very quickly. They have all kinds of crazy, weird powers. Creatures of legends, lots of songs and myths about them. So
Is there anything saying about nothing about what attracts them, what triggers them to attack?
I mean, all the things that you've read say they want to spread destruction and ruin. I mean, they seem to be seeking the same thing as you. They tend to, the rumors and legends say they live in remote forest lairs, usually at least a day's flight from civilization, possibly more, and emerge once a week to seek out a new place to destroy. So, like, the legends used to be of regular attacks on these cities being destroyed. Like, there was almost a period of time before, a couple hundred years or so ago, when they wouldn't build cities. They only had tent cities because as soon as they would build a city, it would be destroyed by this Jabberwock. But that's stopped, and so now it's just like a rumor, a lore. It has no interest in treasure, but often gathers. It's the stuff it takes from cities. So there's like some treasure hunters. You'll read about some books about treasure hunters that went seeking the Jabberwock because it often keeps treasures from the cities it destroys to lure people into its lair. But it's also usually great rewards in its lair. It says they eat, drink, and sleep like any other living creature, but do not reproduce in the classical sense, according to legend. They are born full-grown, created by the Tain, or the gods of the Feywild. And there's lots of variants. They're all strange creatures, and they're all different.
Is there anything about their intelligence level? Like, are they comprehensive to language?
Roll me another knowledge planes to look that up.
Natural 20.
Yeah. You'll find, depending which books you read, the Elven books claim that the Jabberwock speak Sylvan and Draconic, whereas the Gnome books insist that they'll speak Gnome or Aklo. And some sources will even say that some Jabberwocky are known to speak Common. Though a lot of all these references say that a lot of times what the Jabberwockies will say will be nonsense.
I sprayed a rubber gun and smashed a lamp in my room, and prayed to rubber gun asking in the deep forests around us, because there's a big forest between Hugenstead and Timgod. Is there a lair of a Jabberwock there?
No. The lair is on Hero's Tomb.
Alright, so Timgod's an important area, right? It's got a dock, correct?
It does, yeah.
Let me just see how much money I have, and I'm going to try and get a ship to Hero's Tomb. But first, I'm going to do a knowledge local to see if there's any adventurers seeking thrills, looking for studying abroad, and some extracurricular activity outside of class for the
roll it.
pursuit of knowledge of planes. That's going to be a 16.
You will find a sign-up sheet at the dock that are for the end of the semester. At the end of the semester, there are sign-up groups for adventures to different islands and towns and stuff. People seem to have started. But that's going to be at the end of the semester, so you got 5.5 months.
Yeah. Oh, God.
You'll go with a bunch of college freshmen, juniors, and seniors.
I write down a lot of the young freshmen's names, and I go
Facebook.
to the dorm directory, find the rooms they stay in, and go door to door asking if they'd like to go on an early adventure before the school season gets full in swing on a 3-hour tour to Heroes Tomb.
Okay, so it's early in the semester, so only 6 people have signed up for 3 different trips. One is to the town of Rotville, one is to Demon's Knot, and one is to Telorix. There's 1 person signed up for the first trip, 1 person signed up for the second trip, and 4 people signed up for the third trip. Their names are listed. You can check your dorm directory and find them if you want to roll me a knowledge local.
That's going to be an 18 plus 2, so 20.
Yeah, you're able to look those names up. I just need you to roll 5 diplomacy checks, or what's that, 6? 6 diplomacy checks.
The first one is going to be 15 on diplomacy.
Alright, that person will sound interested, kind of eager to go adventuring, but worried what his parents will say if he drops out of class early, because they paid his tuition.
You're not going to drop out, it's only going to be a day trip, really?
He laughs and he says, I've never heard of anyone just taking a day trip to Hero's Tomb. He says, you know why they call it Hero's Tomb, right?
Yeah. We need go on. we need to pursue knowledge.
He says, I agree with you, but he says, I think I should finish my book learning first before I, School of Hard Knocks it.
This is science. We are men of science. We cannot just, hide behind books.
Alright, I like that. Roll me another diplomacy.
That's going to be a 9, but I'm going to surge it, and that's going to be a 6, so 15.
He says, maybe if you can clear with my professor.
Who's this professor? Professor?
Yep.
Alright, Well, I'll keep that in mind with him, and I'll go on to the next 5 real quick.
All right.
That's only going to be a 6 on this guy, so I'm sure that's going to be a no.
That's correct.
That's going to be a 11.
Nope.
Yeah. So third guy's a no. Natural 1 on the fourth guy.
Slams the door in your face.
What a dick.
Says you smell.
Oh, that's only going to be a 5 on the fifth guy.
Also a no.
Yes, that's a natural 19 plus 2, so 21.
Alright, yeah, this guy invites you into his room for some, like, bong rips and stuff. He's like, yeah, man, adventure sounds cool. What are you gonna do? You wanna go get a what now?
We're going to Demons, or to Heroes Tomb, to go do
Heroes
some research
Tomb.
on the
Heroes
Jabberwock.
Tomb. That's got a cool ring to it, man. I bet I could write a really cool jam to that. He's like, look, man, I'm just here at school. I'm trying to be a bard, man. I'm here taking some music classes and shit, trying to learn how to play the bongo. He says, look, man, if I could go with you on this adventure, I can't be much help, but maybe I can write some songs for you and shit, keep up morale. Dude, I'd love to go with you.
What's his race?
He's Kitsune. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll
He seems
take
pretty
him.
willing to drop out of school and go on an adventure and write some songs, man. Go on tour. Be your backing band.
So we'll go down to the dock, and I will try to procure a ship.
Just you and the bongo player?
Yeah.
Alright.
I'm gonna take me and the bard. I don't have time for that other little fucking kid up to go to
Do a professor.
First semester.
Alright, so you go down to the docks. You're trying to just like hire a ship with a captain and a crew, or just you and this dude trying to get a tiny boat together and live together for the rest of your life, or what?
We're gonna try and get
It's yeah, right.
we're gonna try and first see how much it would cost to rent a boat with the ship and crew.
Alright, going to Heroes Tomb is going to be 100,000 gold.
That's what I thought. I tried to find like not a dinghy, but like a medium-sized boat that no one's on right now.
But
Alright.
how long is it going to take them to sail there also?
Oh, quite a while in a tiny boat like that, but...
Yeah, I only have 5 days left actually because I spent all yesterday doing
yeah.
it.
It's probably going to take
Okay.
19 weeks to sail there from here in a tiny boat like that.
I'll go back to my dorm room and pray to Rovagug about it.
You want some advice? Roll me a diplomacy to get some advice from Rovagug.
I smashed my other lamp in the room.
Where do you get all these lamps from? Someone's gonna one of these days you're gonna get a bill for a bunch of lamps, dude. It's gonna show up, it's gonna follow you, it's gonna be a guy with like a court summons. You're gonna know like thousands of gold in lamps repair. You're gonna have a big lamp repair bill. I want to say that like part of you is like you carry around a lot of lamps with you and you put them down when you go places just to have stuff to smash. It's part of your religion. Like some people carry Bibles. You carry tiny lamps to break. Yeah. Every town you go into, you steal one from a thrift store and you smash it, and then that's it. So yeah, you do your prayer.
I would pray to Rovagug, seeking guidance on the mission to Demon's Knot, or not Demon's Knot, but Heroes Tomb.
I mean, all destruction to you. It says that place is a very dangerous place to travel. It says you wouldn't be the first person to go there and face great trials. If you can convince anyone to go with you, then they must either be very brave or very dumb. He says if they're very dumb, then maybe you can trick them into helping you get there faster.
Okay. I will say, praise be to the ultimate darkness, Black Bull, Rovagug.
It says, don't forget you have some contracts on you. Wink.
Oh yeah.
Nudge.
I wish. Oh yeah. Well, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to go back to the dorm room of the kid, and I'm going to say, I just need you to sign this waiver so we can go on the trip.
Cool, man. Cool. Where do I have to sign?
Okay, so he signs the waiver, and I say, don't you wish that you could just have a Jabberwock show up somewhere, maybe west of here?
Have a what? Do what now?
West of here, like in the lore?
It's like, whoa, like if we wouldn't have to go to the Jabberwocky, but if we could bring the Jabberwocky to us, man, I really wish we could bring the Jabberwocky to us. Your wish comes true. A Jabberwocky is now attacking the city of Timgod.
Oh.
Yes!
That's the wrong city,
It's not the right city, but it's close, yeah. It's got
Yeah, fire is raining down from above. The Jabberwocky is eating people. Everyone's fleeing. The library is being destroyed in front of your eyes. You have about 18 minutes to get the fuck out of here before this Jabberwocky eats you too, probably. It's devouring everyone in sight.
I run down the hall to my dorm room, get the books, and leave the town.
Alright.
We should have made it something, man.
Alright. So, you still... 4 minutes later, the entire town crumbles to the ground, and the Jabberwocky flies south. Disappears. The entire town of Timgod is destroyed. There are very few survivors. You and 12 other people survived the attack on Timgod. Timgod is now obliterated. The library is completely destroyed.
Okay, so is the Jabberwock completely out of my range?
It's about 80 feet away.
Could I launch a light crossbow bolt at it to get its attention and try and ride west to go to lead it to Huginston?
Speaks Draconic.
You want to be like
Oh,
bait?
yes, it does speak Draconic. I was straight out Draconic. Hey, there's another city
Smash
west. I can lead you there.
Alright, you lead, the Jabberwocky will follow you.
Yes.
I feel like the Piper of death.
Yes, I go to, I leave Timgod's epic destruction and go to, Huginston to watch that epic battle.
Alright, you go to Huginston. The Jabberwocky starts to attack. The same thing happens last time. The great clockwork robot comes alive and starts to fight it. All of a sudden, it's 7 days earlier, and you have never left Timgod. The city, Timgod was never destroyed. It's a week earlier. It's a week before you made that guy have that wish. You don't have the books. You haven't signed up for classes. You haven't joined university. You haven't made that speech where you ask someone to get in a class. You're just at Timgod. Nothing happened.
But I remember all of that, right?
Yeah, but barely. You remember it happening, but it feels kind of like a dream. Like it happened, but didn't happen.
Okay, so I'm like at the registration desk?
Yeah, you just arrived at Timgod. You haven't talked to anyone yet. You're about to plead your case. You're at the point where you're like, I had a hard life.
Alright, well, I say the speech again.
Alright, you go through the whole rigmarole.
Yeah, just take a 20 on that.
How far forward back in time do you go? Or forward in time?
Everything I just did again. I'm Groundhog Day at this show.
Alright, you just repeat your steps exactly?
Yes.
Same thing happens again. You're back at registration.
I'm going to do it 5,000 times in a row for repetition's sake.
You
And
do.
I'm going to take up ice sculpting and piano lessons in my part-time.
Alright, actually I'm gonna let you do that. I want you to add those 3 skills to your either profession or craft, depending which one you think they are. Just those 3 skills though. Piano, ice sculpting, and what was the third one? From Groundhog?
Card, magic hat tricks.
Was it dancing or what was it? He did something.
He did a Heimlich maneuver.
Heimlich maneuver.
That'll give you a +1 to heal checks for the Heimlich maneuver. Heal skill checks. But only for the Heimlich.
Well, we'll see you in about 3 years.
Yeah.
Well, technically no time has passed.
The reason why God did that to Bill Murray is because he was doing the wrong thing.
Yeah, that is true.
Alright, well, I was going to start trying to, figure out some clever way to hack into the system and start recharging my batteries, get some free charges.
Yeah,
But,
you can always charge your batteries out of your account, but if you want free charges, it will take some hacking. Or if you want to roll a knowledge local, you might be able to hire a hacker with a knowledge local check.
I might wait until I go to the meeting on Thursday to see what sort of, whatever that group was, the disruptors or the, what are they called?
Just corporate.
Just corporate? Yeah. I can try to talk to the corporates and see if they have any plans before I do anything to draw attention to myself.
I don't feel very lost in space. I don't like it here. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with anything. I can't use magic anywhere because I can't recharge it, so... I don't know.
Well, would you like to go do your workday work so you get paid for your day of work? You can still make up your hours since you guys made such good time.
Alright. Yeah, I guess so. Might as well.
Alright, you go to the greenhouse to make up for the hours you left. It's co-op style, so you've already done a couple hours of work. So if you finish your 6 hours of work for the day, you can still get paid your charges. Do you go to the greenhouse for the day?
Yeah, sure.
Alright, you go to the greenhouse for the day. Yeah, sure. You hang out with the plants. Do you do anything special while you're there with your plants?
I don't know. I mean, have I already, identified everything?
Not one by one, but in general you have an idea of the type of things that are there. It's mostly food and medicine type of plants, at least in the area that you're in. And it seems to be a lot of beans, things like that. Beans and herbs.
I don't know. I mean, if I'm in space and they're doing experiments and stuff, maybe I should experiment on these plants?
Can't hurt, right? You're in space and it's good to test the effects of stuff in space.
I don't know. I don't want to, do a bunch of... Can I ask the plants if it's alright?
Yeah.
I got speak plants.
You can ask the plants if it's okay.
No, can we just
Alright, roll me a perception check while you think about it.
19,
27, yeah. You see one of another worker has left behind a thermos in the greenhouse. There's no one around. You're at work late and everyone else has already left, but you're at the night greenhouse shift. So most of the lights, it's really dim in there right now, and most of the plants are resting, I guess.
Have I seen this person with the thermos before?
Roll me a knowledge history check to see if you remember some of the thermos before.
2.
Was that a natural 1?
Yeah,
No, it's a 7. It's a 7. The one's next to it.
I moved it.
Oh, you moved it? Oh. Okay, so 1. Yeah. You don't know whose thermos this is because this is a pretty common item sold here on the ship. So you've seen a lot of these thermoses. It's like if someone left a Nalgene water bottle at your work, you'd be like, I have no idea whose Nalgene water bottle. That could be anyone's.
Yeah.
But it's just lying around. There's no one else here.
I mean, I don't want to just open it and drink it, but I don't. What the fuck's in it? Why would you leave a thermos?
You can roll a perception check to look inside of it.
Can I just, I don't know, open it slowly and I don't know, sniff at it or something?
Yeah, roll me a perception check after you open it slowly and sniff at it.
Do a wafting check.
Yeah, can I waft check this, please?
Wafting check of, what's that,
21?
21? Alright, so yeah, you open it and you take a waft, and what you smell is soup, which is something you didn't know people had food on this ship, because you guys have been eating goo tubes. That's the only thing the computer offers you in your dorm.
Is it veggie?
But someone has made some soup out of the beans and stuff here in the greenhouse, has somehow put some water in there and made their own soup. You'll notice now this thermos has controls on it. It's labeled an EnviroCon thermos. It holds 20 charges and uses 1 charge per hour whenever active, and it can keep the interior at a constant temperature between freezing and boiling. And right now it's a little bit below boiling, keeping the soup warm. So you just now open a thermos of still warm soup. There's only 1 charge left on it though, so it will only keep this soup warm for 1 more hour before it starts to go back down to room temperature and slowly cool.
Alright, so you're trying to get me to eat this soup. Is that what's happening here?
You don't try to eat this. I'm just telling you what is inside the thermos. You can do whatever you want with this soup. This is bean soup as far as you can tell.
Okay, can I do... Since I still have some spells left... Alright, so I've got neutralized poison. So I guess if I drink this and I start to feel like something crazy happened...
You just neutralize it on yourself.
I can neutralize it.
Yeah. You do that?
Yeah.
You drink the
Just
bean...
a little bit of it.
You sip the bean soup. You do not feel ill in any way. It tastes like bean soup. It's delicious. You forgot how much you missed real food, even though it's only been a short while since you've left Earth. It tastes really good to eat these beans that are on the ship, and they've been feeding you goo tube, which you assume was these mashed up beans, and now that you're eating these beans, you feel like this tastes nothing like goo tube. This is delicious and warm. The goo tubes are served room temperature. It's like you just had a hot meal for the first time in a while.
Okay.
You're sitting around all these plants, eating a bean soup. And no one's around, so you have this nice quiet night at work where you're just getting to eat someone's free soup and hang out with plants.
Yeah, not too bad at all. I guess Can I eat the soup?
Yeah, you eat the soup.
Okay.
It fills your belly, and now you can go 5 days without eating again if you need to.
Oh wow! All
Until you
right.
start. That's normal. All right, roll me another perception check while you eat this soup.
No, if someone's gonna walk in, I'm gonna have stolen someone's bean soup. Someone's first enemy. Oh my gosh.
Natural 1. Someone walks in and sees you eating bean soup. Excuse me, miss, what do you have there?
I found this thing, and it's soup, and I like it, so I eat it.
All right, you'll notice that the person approaching you is a red shirt, a Star Patrol officer, who's obviously like assigned to guard the greenhouse. And it's late at night, and you're the only one here. And so he's just, I think roll me a sense motive, but I think it's pretty obvious he's just what's going on here type of guy.
So 16.
So yeah, you seem to think he's just a security guard doing his job,
Yeah.
not the person you stole the soup from. But he does, approach you, and you have now admitted to having soup. So
Is it illegal?
he confiscates your thermos and smells it and eats it and says, "This is delicious." He says, "This can't be legal." And he looks around and alerts the computer. And then you now need to report your story to the computer.
Can I have that thermos back?
After you report your story to the computer, we'll talk about what happens with the
So
thermos.
what does the computer say to me?
All right, the computer informs you that you've prepared food illegally from stolen plants from the greenhouse and this thermos, and that for this crime you will lose 40 charges.
Well, that's not correct information, though.
All right, correct the information then, please.
So the correct information is that I found this thermos. I didn't actually create the contents. I sniffed it. Being someone from a place that has bean soup, I knew it was bean soup and I ate it. I
Right,
didn't know that it was illegal. I mean, it's not illegal to eat the soup. It's just illegal to
make the
it.
soup.
But there are cameras all over the place. You can just look and see that I didn't.
Roll me a
make it.
diplomacy check to tell her to check the cameras.
Check the cameras. You'll see that I didn't actually eat the soup and that I just found it 19.
All right, so the computer will find this information correct.
Yeah.
We will further review the records to find out who made the soup, give the confiscated thermos to the officer to take as evidence.
Wait, can I just have that thermos?
You can
You
You can either roll diplomacy with the computer now, or you can wait till the computer goes off and roll diplomacy with the officer.
I'm gonna try to do it with the computer. I mean, I've been really straightforward with
All right, roll the computer and ask if you can keep the thermos.
What's on the side of that thing? Down there. Great. 14.
All right, the computer says Envirocon thermoses are available for purchase for 25 charges each.
Well, that's a whole lot, though. Like, why can't I just have that when I found it?
That's evidence in an ongoing criminal investigation.
Can I put my name on it so that after the investigation's over, then it can be returned to me when it's not useful to the computer anymore?
Roll me diplomacy.
25.
After this item has been thoroughly investigated, it will be destroyed and used for scrap parts. If you wish to buy it before that happens, since it is a used thermos, the computer will offer it to you for 10 charges.
I mean, that sounds like a lot. Charges, yeah. So how long is this going to take for my used thermos that I can't have now for 10 charges?
6 days
I'm gonna
until the
fucking-
criminal investigation is complete.
Never mind, screw this. I'm gonna forget about it by then.
Okay.
Alright. So why is it illegal to make food?
Because to acquire these beans, they would have had to have been stolen from the greenhouse. There's no way to get beans.
So why
outside
are
of the
we
greenhouse.
not growing or making food with the food that's grown in the greenhouse? Like, what's happening to it? What am I doing here? Computer. Why are we growing food that we're not using?
Computer says does not compute.
What is
All
it?
food grown is used.
But is it made into? Are these beans made into goo tubes?
This information is above your access level.
Oh, shit.
Well, knowing what the ultimate use of the plants that I'm caring for is means that I can care for them in a specific way.
Plant growth is essential for life on the ship.
In what way? Like, who gets to eat the, like, where does soup come from? If it's illegal to make soup, then that means somebody's got a fucking kitchen somewhere. Are the plasma people, like,
it seems
eating
like,
soup?
you would know from that thermos can, like it can boil water. You can make soup in that thermos.
Oh. So somebody just put beans inside of
beans
water.
and water and like made their own soup. Someone that stole beans from work. It's probably another greenhouse worker like you who like had some water in their thermos, was like, I want to make some bean soup, and like took some beans, put it in the thermos, and is now probably going to be, either lose a bunch of charges or be sent out into space with no environmental controls.
That's pretty ridiculous.
Ejected.
It's just bean soup, dog.
Well, not for the computer. Every crime against the computer is
Maybe it's not a crime
grand
against
crime.
the computer. Maybe
It's a
not
crime against the mission. There's only the mission.
later then. Bye.
All right. Computer shuts off. You're free to go back to work. You finish your day's work.
Yeah, I guess.
All right. You make your, was it 10 charges you're supposed to get?
Cersei wants to work too.
Okay, you can go to spend a day at work. Although your work is, since you're a researcher, basically relies on you getting called for missions. But you can go talk to your researchers about your zombie that something happened to.
That is what I want to do.
All right, so you go to the research lab, and you can even approach some of the researchers you saw in that scrying. There'll be someone in the common area.
I'm going to bust out my Star Searcher badge and say that I represent the zombie department. I'm a reporter, engineer rank 24, and I'm here to investigate the zombie that I helped retrieve from the moon. Diplomacy check, or whatever you want. That was a natural 19, so that's going to be a hot 39.
Well, excuse me, miss. Well, we haven't had anyone as attractive in you here in a long time. Well, you'll see, that zombie, we were instructed by a computer to test it for any signs of potions, elixirs, or any kind of oils and such, because that was, according to the mission report, that was what it was supposed to be tested for, and that's we were just doing our job. So we just tested it, and it's still in our lab if you'd like to take a look at it.
Yes, I would love to take a look at it. And we weren't testing it for potions and elixirs. We wanted to test using the potions and elixirs on them in the greater crowd.
Oh, so I must have misread that memo. I totally thought we were testing to see if it had any
potions.
potions.
Functioning lately, and we've had some interesting interactions lately, so I'm just here to clear everything up.
Oh, that's very interesting. Well, come on into my lab. And he holds up his badge to his lab, and in you walk, and there are two other engineer, scientist types in there, lurking over your zombie, prodding it, poking it, sticking syringes in it. And they're like, still no signs of any potions or elixirs ever used on this zombie. I don't even know whatever researcher was in charge of this mission even did to this zombie in space.
I will gladly say that I was in charge of this mission, and the reason to bring this zombie back was to test effects of potions and elixirs on said zombie, and perhaps use it as a vessel to sit through the black hole and retrieve information.
Alright, I guess now's a good time as any to test some potions on it.
I'm gonna roll. Can I roll an intimidate on that and be like, step off, bitch, stop talking to me like that? Is that alright with you?
Yeah, I'm down for anything. It's D&D.
That's gonna be an 18 on intimidate.
Alright, they step off and give you the reins to your zombie. But there's, like I said, it's kind of cut up now. It's still undead, so it's still kind of like moving around the table, but it's definitely been flayed open a bit and cut into different pieces. They say you're welcome to test any potions, elixirs, whatever you want to test on it now. You're welcome to try.
Very good, very good, very good. So I'm an anatomist, which only gives me a +1 on rolls to confirm critical hits, but as an anatomist,
you understand the body. Yeah, I agree. You have experience with cadavers.
I don't particularly think I brought much in the way of potions and stuff with me. I'm going to, I guess, just spend a few hours, whatever number of hours I have. I'm going to spend one round making a waxen image, which is a hex that I have.
All your candles?
The zombie, using one of the candles. And I'm going to try to use that as a little zombie control voodoo doll. The subject fails, the witches gain a small control over the creature. So, zombie makes a 21 will save.
And fails.
Alright, whenever she exercises control, the creature receives a new will save to end the effect. So every time I tell it to do something, it has a chance. Which can use the subject to do any one of the following things. Move up to the creature's speed in any direction, attack itself once with any weapon in hand, lay down on the ground, drop anything it held. Or I can spend one of my uses to torture the image, causing the creature to be both sickened and staggered. Well, I'm just going to torture it for a good 5 rounds. That sounds like fun.
Alright, torture a zombie.
I'm doing something. I'm like twitching. I'm like cracking the waxen image. I'm like flicking it right in the dick.
The scientists are watching. Oh, that's very interesting. Oh, I don't know, a very interesting thing to do.
Yeah.
So yeah, they haven't seen any technique like that before. In their scientific study, it's the first time they've seen someone take control of a zombie with a candle. They will report that they've been working with you in the lab. Computer will reward you with a new item just out of production. You'll be given a beta-tested version of this. No one else has one of these. Well, very few people have these. It's called a hand crank emergency shield. It uses human power, DC 15 strength check per round, to maintain a shield that can take 15 damage before fading and needing to be re-cranked to recharge.
Now, bludgeoning, slicing.
It protects from all kinds of damage except some magic and lasers. But any kind of physical damage. It's like a force shield, so anything that a force shield will protect you from, which includes ethereal beings. If you, whenever you're rolling a strength check to charge it though, this is important to know, let me know if you roll a natural 20. Because if you do, you will overcharge it, and it will do 1d6 force damage to you and anyone within 20 feet, and result in a broken condition.
So I have to roll?
Which you can repair with an engineering check, but... a natural 1 also results in a crank jam, which is also a broken condition. It doesn't explode, it just doesn't work if you roll a natural 1. Like I said, it takes a DC 20 engineering to fix it if either one of those things happens. The shield covers a 5-foot space, so the max that it could protect is you plus 1. So there has to be someone standing like right next to you in the same 5-foot square as you. Creates an airtight shield around you.
Myself or one other person? Like I can choose who would protect?
They have to be in the same square as you. So I mean, they'd be standing like right next to you. This is a 5-foot airtight shield.
Alright.
Of force energy.
So I guess that'll be my payment for the day. I don't get any charges.
No, this is your reward. This is worth 400 charges on the market. And you were told that. I mean, you were told it's worth 400 charges on the market. You're well, you can resell it if you want to, but if not, you've gotten this brand new device no one else has. You can do whatever you want with it.
Alright, well, I guess I'm gonna head back to the old dormitory.
Harlox, but Chimin goes to work, I assume.
Yeah, I'll go to the med lab. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna dick around at work, see if anything's happened since I've been gone.
Today they're doing a lecture on some new products for cleanliness in the workplace and stuff. There's a couple of like vendors, like medical supply vendors, doing like a thing for you nurses. The auto docs are kind of on a pause right now. It's not a whole lot of work. So no kind of injuries or dead bodies in them right now. You guys came back successfully from your mission. No one died. So there was some downtime in the auto dock. So there's some vendors there, just like some new engineers that have developed some new products, and they're kind of selling them to you guys, pushing some new stuff. So if you want, you can listen to some of these guys that are selling their wares.
Yeah, I'll make the rounds and see what they got going on.
All right, you got the first guy you come up to is selling a deodorizer that you can carry on yourself. It only costs 1 charge to buy, and uses 1 charge per use. You can just plug a battery into it or plug it into any power port. Whenever you do, the electric charge creates a vapor that eliminates foul odors within 30 feet. They give you a +5 save versus sickness and nausea caused by smells or vapors. And it's a great way to keep clean and up to code with the computer and our medical standards and things like that. So it's a great way to keep clean.
Alright, I'll keep my mind on it.
Alright. The next guy is selling portable cleansing light wands, which you can carry on yourself for only 5 charges. They use 2 charges every time you use them to clean yourself. They can clean a medium person using only 2 charges. It only takes 1 minute of wanding yourself to clean your whole body. It also works as a portable light in emergencies, but uses light to kill all the germs on you, makes you clean. So if you were to go through some sort of clean test by the computer, you would pass as long as you've wanded yourself within the past 24 hours.
I'll actually pick that one up.
Alright, 5 charges. You get a portable cleansing light wand. After you buy this, let me acknowledge local checks.
Alright, that's good. Ooh, nat 20. Yeah.
Yeah, you recognize the guy you just bought this light from as the guy that tried to sell you black market materials before, and so you kind of, give him the look, And he pulls you to the side and offers you some other items he has stashed away that he's not supposed to sell.
Does he want to meet somewhere? Or?
He'll sell them to you right here, right now. I mean, it's pretty. It's he's, you know, as long as you're cool about it and just do it real secretly.
All
So
right,
roll me a stealth check, I guess. He rolled high enough,
Alright.
so he's being stealthy about it. Are you?
18 on
Alright,
stealth.
you guys are being sneaky enough that you think you could like pass this over, you know, do a real quick transaction. He's got 2 things that he's got from the pharmacy tech study here on the space station. He has been able to get a hold of a pack of Innocence lozenges, which cost 1 charge each, or 9 charges for a pack of 10. If you eat one, you surround yourself with an aura of innocence and trustworthiness for 1 minute. You get a plus 10 bonus on bluff skill checks to convince others you're innocent. People will find it difficult to believe that you're capable of any wrongdoing. It just helps you convince anyone that you're innocent and blameless.
That is awesome. Yeah, I just don't see myself meeting them. Do you have a bluff check? No. Yeah, I got a plus 10 on my bluff. Alright. I don't know if and I don't foresee myself. Maybe not you. But yeah, you said they're 1 charge each?
Yep, or 9 charges for 10.
I'll just get 5 of them. Alright.
They take 1 round to
so
kick
one more
in, so
check.
you take it and then they kick in the next round.
Gotcha.
He also has what he calls relaxo pills, which he's selling for 2 charges each. And it'll give you 15 minutes of a calm, tranquil feeling. It'll remove any mind effect, although the mind effects will return after the 15 minutes along with withdrawal symptoms. But he'll warn you to only take 1 an hour, but they make you super relaxed.
Wow.
He says he'll sell you a bottle of 30 for 50 charges total, or there are 2 charges each.
Only take 1 an hour. Alright, I'm gonna get 2.
Okay.
This could be fun. But the effects only last for 15 minutes if you just
Yeah,
take
15
1, right?
minutes. Yeah, if you just take 1, it lasts 15 minutes. Alright, the next vendor is peddling all-wake tabs, a new development. They cost 10 charges each. It's a very small pill that allows you up to 7 days without rest.
I'll get 1 of those, and I'm gonna get the deodorizer as well.
Alright. Let me see. Then he also offered to sell you a very experimental drug called Laminidose. It's something that they've been using for a while on the Star Patrol officers, especially ones that do weapons testing. It's a liquid liquid hallucinogen. It's a mild hallucinogen that reduces your sense of danger. They say the more doses that you take, the less the less inclined you are to feel like a situation is dangerous. So they give this to a lot of the people going out on missions, dangerous missions, or anyone that's testing new weapons or new material. So they don't.
So is that like protection from fear, or?
Not exactly. It gives you a -1 to initiative. And once you have a -10, so once you've taken 10 doses, you'll pretty much perform any action requested regardless of the danger to yourself unless you can succeed a will DC 33 check. Each dose lasts 24 hours from when it's taken. Like I said, they often use them in the lower ranks of Star Patrol. But it'll just make you, lose all sense of danger, be reckless.
Alright, I think I'll pass on those.
He also will have seen you buy some stuff from the other guy under the table, and he will also wink at you if you want to do a sense motive on that.
Yeah. 14.
Glad you didn't roll a 1, or I was going to say he's flirting with you. But yeah, that's enough to kind of get the idea that he's trying to do a deal under the table. Although he's not as slick as your other friend. He does seem sneaky enough to pull it off. I rolled a natural 20 for sneak, so he definitely seems like he could pull off this deal if you can.
7.
Alright, so this time you try to participate in the deal, but you kind of draw attention to yourself. A Star Patrol officer will approach you and ask what's going on here.
I'm just gonna tell him, I think this guy was trying to hit on me.
Alright, roll me a bluff check.
That is the bluff check. 19.
Alright, he says, that's none of my business, carry on.
Alright, I'm gonna be, stay good space gaze, stay good daisy there, and move away, I don't trust him.
Alright, so you're gonna get out of there before you finish up that deal. Don't want to risk it.
Yeah.
And those are all the vendors that were there for you today, sir. But the rest of the work, like I say, goes kind of slow. There's nothing really going on in the med bays right now. They are doing a lecture on the clone pods and things like that. If you want to stick around for that. But it's just like a lecture on the importance of the clone pods, and it's basically like selling the idea of cloning. It's like, hey, you should get clones in case something happens to you. There's always a clone backup of yourself, and blah blah blah. But it's kind of expensive. You kind of shopped around for clones before, so unless you have some money to blow on that, you may not be interested in sticking around for the speech.
I mean, I'll stick around for the speech, but then I'll probably just go back to my room after that and call it a night, I guess.
Yeah. So it's just a long, speech about how, cloning began, the process, and so it goes so much of scientific stuff and how they speed grow bodies in these tanks, and talked about like the maximum limit of clones before they started to deteriorate and things like that. But yeah, so they just talk about making duplicates of yourself to restore after you've died. What they do is implant something in your brain, and as long as that can be recovered, they can implant your memories in this clone. If not, it goes back to the last stored state. So whenever they create the clones, at the point in time when you have your first clone made, that's the state where it stays. So if you die after that, it'll return to that memory unless you have one of these chips implanted, and it can be updated. They just take a piece of your flesh, not hair, nails, or scales, but a piece of your flesh, at least 1 cubic inch of flesh from your body, fresh. Usually takes 2d4 months when they first started the process, but now they can do it in 2d4 days to complete a clone, and they'll keep them in storage for you. If you die, the computer will activate one of them, and if you have one of these neurocams, it'll actually refill your memories as well.
Alright, yeah, I'll just go back to my room, I guess.
Alright, you get back to your room, you get back to the dorm, all your friends are there. They get off work earlier than you. Your schedule's all fucked up now. Do you guys roll me a percentage chance, each one of you, to see if you were able to sneak in the door, or if you need to pay. If you get above 60, I'll say you snuck in.
100.
53. 78.
So you guys all left in the room. But you guys are all in the dorm now. You would know that tomorrow is the day of all your game. It's game night, as they call it on the ship.
I want to share all of my knowledge from what I gleaned from dealing with the zombie and my new little force field.
I'm gonna tell him about my
I'll
PC.
go ahead and roll. I'll roll a 20 for that real quick to see if it explodes right in front of everybody.
You're charging it up one time?
I got an 11. I don't know what
You would add your strength modifier to it.
What's strength? What's strength? Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I didn't get a DC 15. I got a 12.
Yeah. So you crank it one time, but you can't seem to get it. Like you hear it sputter, and something starts to happen, but doesn't really happen.
I've been cranking plenty of other things all my days, but not that.
This is a weird crank. Like I said, maybe if they made the handle more penis shaped, you'd be fine. But
I give Cersei a large orc penis. Or can I start using? Maybe use the large orc penis and knowledge engineering and my traveler's any tool to turn it into more of a dick shape to make it easier.
You're gonna make the crank a dick shaft. I got it. Yeah, roll all that stuff. Do all the things you just said. I like that. And you can try another strength check again with the handle being a penis.
I'm gonna surge it. So that makes it 13. That's gonna be an 18 on my knowledge engineering to craft a dick shaft. Can I get a courtesan bonus or some kind of bonus to my?
I'll give you a +1 on your. I'll give you a +1 on the check to your strength roll to do it now that there's a penis on it. So you want to try and crank it again now that you've added the penis?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to show these.
Show them how it's done. You jerk off this force field generator.
Oh yeah, there it is. I was 16, so 18.
Yeah. So a force shield comes around you in a 5-foot area. So it's a very
I power up and I'm like, Harlock, I dare you to punch me. Go ahead.
Yeah. Cersei dares you to punch her. You can roll a sense motive if you want.
Go ahead. All right. Roll against my AC, which is 17, I think.
All right. Well, I've got my weapon, don't I? I was allowed to bring it.
Yeah, you're in the dorm room. I mean, you're not supposed to be carrying a weapon around, but you're in the dorm room now, which in the dorm you can kind of do whatever you want. You guys are kind of let loose in the dorm rooms.
I'm gonna fucking swing on this.
All right, he's gonna roll. Natural 20.
All right, that's a swing and a hit. You hit the force shield super hard. How much damage do you do to this force shield?
3 plus 7, so it's only 10.
All right,
And
so
I have 15 protection.
yep. So yeah, you hit it. It does damage the shield. You see the shield like flicker whenever he hits it, but it doesn't. The blade or whatever he's using does not go through.
Alright, yeah, that's pretty cool. I can get behind that.
And then
That's
after 6 seconds, you hear the thing grinding down. It's still idling. It has those 5 points of damage still around you, but that will only, as long as that's going, it's going to suck away a charge from it. So you have to keep cranking it if you want to maintain those 5 charges and add more to it, or after the next round, it'll increase to 0.
Alright, I'm going to re-roll for the bump it back up to 15. Why not?
Yeah.
That's not going to happen. Yeah, that was a natural 3, so 5.
Yeah, the dick goes limp. Jerking off robots is hard. They never come.
I like it.
So yeah, you guys are hanging out in your dorm. You've played with this new toy. So Joanne tells you she had soup.
Yeah, you can't make food on the ship.
And she tells you it's illegal to make soup.
What?
Yeah.
Well, hey, I'm going to whisper quietly. I'm going to be like, hey, Juan, what's your sleight of hand like? Think maybe you could, grab a couple of beans here and there. We can make some toilet bean soup and sell them on the black market. So,
Maybe.
we already tried making toilet wine. That never worked out.
Yeah, I mean, I've only got 3, so...
All right, so much for that idea. I'm going to play some Galaga for a little bit. Some Space Invaders or whatever it is.
Alright, so you go back to your deck and you play some video games. The crowd will gather and watch. So Cersei's in her bunk playing games. You guys do anything?
Can I use Gozer to talk to Genevieve and, like, say hi or send her a postcard or something?
You want to send like a space postcard?
Yeah.
It would be easier from the greenhouse than it would from your room. You can try really hard and roll like a really high diplomacy.
Could I just go to the greenhouse?
When you're off duty, you can try to.
What would happen?
I don't know. It's a game. Do it to
Alright,
find out.
can I try to do that? Can I try to get into the greenhouse right now?
Yeah, you go to the greenhouse when you're off duty. When you reach the front door, the computer eyeball will open on a view screen near you. Reporting for extra work.
I mean, kinda, yeah, I could do that, but then also,
Wow, great initiative.
Okay.
The computer opens the door and says, "We thank you for your service. Please enjoy the next 8 hours of greenhouse work."
8 hours.
The door shuts behind you.
Ooh, alright, well, I guess I'm gonna try to talk to Gozra.
Okay, yeah, you're in the greenhouse now. Might as well.
I'm here, so...
You got 8 hours.
Yeah, anyway, just wanted to check in with her about, make sure Genevieve's not, like, I don't know, forgetting about me or something, because I've been gone for a while.
Alright, so yeah, you'll wander through the plants and meditate on Gozra and your bird. And in your meditation, you'll feel like you're flying, and you'll kind of even feel like, you'll sense Genevieve, and she's out hunting mice and shit, and she's okay.
Excellent. All right.
She's just out there being a bird.
Cool.
Just birding it up.
Okay. I love you. See you later.
Caw. Caw, caw, caw.
Am I there
trimming
alone?
the foliage.
What
There's more people here now. There are 2 other workers here currently
Oh.
in your area,
So,
trimming beans and such.
okay. Can I, like, try to talk to him and stuff and be like, yeah,
The other workers, yeah.
Where are you from? What's your name? What's your dealio?
You roll me diplomacy to do that. Can we do it one at a time?
27?
Alright, the
No,
first
28.
one, the first one looks human, but upon you talking to them, you discover they are a kitsune in human form that is from the same village as you.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it's a next generation kitsune, someone probably the child of someone you might have known, but not someone you know.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So I guess that means
he wanted to
they
come to
know-
space, and so he moved to this side of the island and came to space and is studying plants in space. Just like you.
Neat. So does he know about the fact that, like, Erebane is just, like, dust right now?
No, he has not heard that. He's been on the ship too long.
Oh, wow. Well,
You're telling him about that right now?
No. That seems like a bad time to tell somebody that everyone they know is dead.
Okay.
So 25.
Yeah, this other person is a hobgoblin herbalist. Very rare. You don't see a whole lot of these.
Okay.
Probably not the brightest person you've ever had a conversation with, but she does seem really good with plants, and she seems to care a lot about them. Bigger lady. The hobgoblin.
Fat hobgoblin lady that's
Yep,
not
loves
smart.
plants. Not smart, loves plants, but she's very friendly to you. She's nice. Doesn't have a whole lot interesting to talk about, though. Like, she talks about the weather, even though you guys are on a ship and there's no weather, per
Yeah,
se.
that's kind of a weird thing to do.
She's like, oh, the temperature in here is 75 degrees, just like it was yesterday, and the humidity is at 64. That's like it always is.
Yeah, that sounds pretty normal.
All the environmental controls are the same as they are every day. Isn't that interesting?
So, either of you guys own a thermos with buttons on the side of it that makes water boil?
They both hold up thermoses.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, we love our Envirocon thermoses.
cool. So that's a thing that everybody buys. So do you guys
Very
ever,
popular
like,
item.
drink anything out of them besides, like, water?
Hot liquids, cold liquids, room temperature liquids, any temperature liquids we want.
What about, like, pea-flavored liquids?
Pee? You drink pee? That's disgusting.
No.
Even the hobgoblin thinks it's gross that you drink pee.
I never said that I drank pee. Those words never came out of my mouth.
You made it sound like you drink pee.
Well, that's not what I'm saying.
What are you saying?
I don't know, just there's a lot of, like, vegetables in here.
Are you suggesting that we should steal vegetables from the ship to make our own vegetable soup?
I wouldn't suggest that.
Sounds like you're suggesting that.
I'm not suggesting that.
I don't know if it's something I should report to the computer or not. I'm very confused. I'm going to roll a sense motive to see if they think they should. Alright, so the Kitsune thinks you're on the up and up and that you're just asking normal questions, but the hobgoblin seems very suspicious of you now. You see her kind of like reaching for the red button on the computer.
Why are you reaching for the red button?
Just, I don't know. I was going to talk to the computer real quick about soup and see if that's... You seem to know a whole lot about soup, and I just didn't know if that was something we should be talking about or not at work.
I don't know a whole lot about soup. I was just asking. Just these things are like, as a creative person with tools all around them, everything's got lots of potential, you know what I mean?
Roll me diplomacy with everything's got lots of potential, you know what I mean.
Can I not say that you know what I mean at the end?
No. You've already said it.
20.
Yeah. So she'll, her hand is like still like right over the button, but she's not pushing it. She's like listening to you, confusedly.
Cool, so you guys need help with any of those forms, or can I take some measurements?
Roll me diplomacy with that.
What the hell?
Well, you're doing a lot of diplomatic stuff. You're rolling great though, 19 plus whatever your diplomacy is.
19 plus 9.
Yeah, fine, yeah. They get back to work and totally forget you ever asked about soup.
Okay.
Join us next time for more inappropriate work conversations on Long Distance Dungeons & Dragons Dinner Theater.